Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible, make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? This your boy Rashad and Dave in the building. Dave, post Super Bowl, man. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I was right on my prediction. You know, I made a risk. I think that the line was 4.5. So Seattle was 4.5 point favorites. Up the ante a little bit, went 13.5, and smack, got it. But other than that, man,
how much you get paid, bro? How much?
It was three times my cash. It was 3 times my
pocket
cash.
watching.
Three times my cash.
Watching.
It was 3 times my cash. I'm not gonna tell you how much cash it was. No, three times my cash.
I gotta ask.
I think the original line was like
out here.
The original line was like minus 100, and then when I upped to Seattle to minus 13.5, it was like plus 300. So 3x. Can't complain. Did all right.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. Talk about the Seahawks and how they're constructed. A lot of things, a lot of different little gotchas and takeaways from press row and all that stuff. So we're gonna break all that stuff down, talk about it. Yeah, man. Everything. It's a lot to talk about. Quite a bit to talk about. Yeah. So we'll get into all that stuff. But before we get into it, Dave, how was your weekend?
Everything it's pretty good, man. It was pretty good. Last weekend of football, overall pretty good. The missus came by. We chilled out. We watched the Super Bowl. I had my son. It was pretty chill. Pretty chill, to say the least. Marcus pulled up during the game. By the time he pulled up, it was pretty much over. But the game was over. We watched the rest of it, so it was dope.
Yeah. The game was pretty boring. It didn't get really exciting until second half. But even with that, it's still kind of boring. But that's what happens.
Two defensive teams, man. That's what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I actually enjoyed the first half because I was seeing hits. I was seeing like a defense dominate another offense. It was for me. It was something great to watch. I know for like a lot of folks that's boring. But it is what it is. I kind of expected a game like this. You got Drake Neighbor for Sam Darnold, man, and them two good defenses.
Yeah, two really good defenses, and we're gonna talk about that. And like I said, Seattle is. I mean, if you really look at how Seattle is constructed, it's a lot like what the Panthers want to do. They draft very well. We're gonna talk about it, but they draft very well. They added some free agents to boot, and it turned out very well for them, man. And obviously a well-coached team. So congratulations to Sam Darnold. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Because I thought we're going to get to it. But before we get into that, man, I feel like I got to put some respect on this day. For me, Dave, it's been a really good day, man. Sometimes you just have good days. But today has been a really good day. I started off great. My daughter, she drove herself to school with me in the passenger seat. Drove herself to school today, so that was fire. But Dave, I found my Ray-Bans case, Dave. I've been looking for this Ray-Bans case, my Meta case, for a long time. I got another charger, but I found my Ray-Ban Meta case. I've been looking for
you got
it
Metas
for months.
too?
Yeah, bro, I got it when they first. We talked about it on show. I got it when they first kind of
I
came
forgot
out.
you can't have money.
But
My girl got me that for Christmas.
But I lost my case, bro. I couldn't find it. It was in my car under my seat, and I found it while I was cleaning out my car. Just a good day. I finally got a chance to solve a problem I've been working on at work for a long time. Ended up being a network issue. Got it fixed. But bruh, it's been a solid day. I can't complain. Have my checkups. Everything is good. Got my eyes. Everything is good, Dave. This is a good day, man. Really good day.
What's
so
up, man?
put some respect on it.
I'm heading to LA this week. I'm heading down for All-Star weekend to check out A&T playing Hampton. Basketball team is terrible right now, but I'm going down there for that. I'm literally planning the itinerary as we speak, trying to figure out what we're going to do. Me and the girl going to head down to LA. We're going to go to the Celebrity All-Star game because that's the only game that's one of the only games I can afford because, NBA out here trying to get like $800 a ticket. So I'm not going to any of that, but we'll see.
You gonna hit Larry up, right?
Oh, absolutely. Larry's there's a A&T event on Saturday, and I told him to pull up, and it's free. They feed you. It's a fundraising event, so I'm pulling up. So I'm gonna definitely see him there. Definitely gonna see him there.
Dr. Mike, real quick, we appreciate the super chat, but you can jump in the other stream. There's 2 streams. There's one for portrait and one for widescreen. So you can pick one. Streams available. So you just pick one.
Choose your poison, boss.
If you don't like the vertical or portrait mode, flip to the other stream and you'll be good to go.
Absolutely.
We'll just provide options around these parts. But Dave, you want to hit the rest of the super chats before we
I sure can. Shout out to Aiden ASG. Don't want to celebrate a young man getting in legal trouble, and that's not when I'm going, but the Falcons are cooked. Let me tell you something, bro.
I mean, I don't have a slide for that, but we can certainly talk about it. It's
by
NFC
far
South news.
The Atlanta Falcons, even when they're not in the Super Bowl, finds a way to be in the news for the Super Bowl.
It's crazy,
and they have a history of this.
That's crazy.
I remember when they went to their first Super Bowl, and they had somebody that was also listening to prostitutes the night before the Super Bowl. So things like that. Shout out to Saucy Checks 510 for super chat. Did y'all see Cam and XL's convo on 4th and 1?
Yes, so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna hold that thought. We are gonna talk about that. But yeah, the Falcons, and just for frame of reference, we're talking about James Pierce Jr. Got into some trouble over the weekend, and we're not just talking about some trouble. Like it's gonna be pretty bad for that young man. And this is some of the things I hate to bring this up because I never want to see a young man fail. But these were some of the things that folks were concerned about pre-draft, which is why he failed the way he failed. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully that young man gets his life together. But that I didn't read the entire report like Landon's saying. He said the report is really bad. I didn't read all of that, but it is ugly. Dave, what do you know about that situation before we get into the rest of the show?
From what I understand, based on what I've been, seeing on my timeline, there was a domestic dispute with his ex-girlfriend, who's also in the WNBA.
Yeah, just saw that.
And it involved him chasing her in the police station, hitting her vehicle, hitting a police car, hitting a police officer. Excuse me. He hit a police officer. He's lucky he didn't get shot. And
he didn't get
dead.
Popped, bro.
Yeah, he should have gotten popped. I mean, they've popped folks for less.
They
hit a cop. So he's lucky he's living today. 7 officers was needed to arrest him. No wonder he got 10.5 sacks. But he seems like he's in trouble, bro. 6 games is like the first penalty, but it's gonna be hard for me to see him be able to have a career after this. It's gonna be tough.
I don't expect his career to be over, but that's a tough one.
You're a first round pick. You're a first round pick. Truth be told, you kind of because of the way that they handle the rookie salaries now, they kind of could just say pull the plug on this man if they wanted to. Don't know if the Falcons will, But the NFL is going to do what the NFL is going to do. They'll decide if they're going to put him on an exempt list, or they're going to decide what they're going to do. But it's going to be tough sledding for a little bit for that young man.
Yeah, Double OK says, unfortunately, James Pierce Jr. was a crash out in high school here in Charlotte at Chambers. A lot of people here knew it was a matter of time. Yeah.
Jesus,
that's unfortunate, man. Bro. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Like that was some of the concerns. That's why he failed, because you saw the damage he did in the league, bro. He was considered a top 5, top 10 pick at one point, and then just fell off the face of the earth, man, due to that off-field stuff, bro. But he hit it. Yeah. So yeah, it's a mess. That James Pierce situation is a mess. And again, I know they are, it's Atlanta, and we don't like Atlanta, but we certainly don't want to see that young man. I hate to see it go out like that for him. I hope he gets his life right, but that's terrible. He needs to get his situation figured out. So yeah, they talk about felony charges, all that stuff. Yeah, it's not pretty. Not pretty.
We have
not pretty at all.
We haven't. Yeah, man. I feel for the kid as a human being, but at the same time, if some of the things that occurred is accurate, like particularly with the domestic incident, it's gonna be tough sledding. Just gonna be tough sledding. It is not something that you cannot do.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Double OK. Hello to all the Puke fans. UNC Tar Heels, baby.
Shout out to the Tar Heels. Got to give them their credit. That was a hell of a game. They hit the last minute shot, very similar to what Duke did a couple of years ago when they hit the last minute shot in the Dean Dome. But they got to get back focused, because last I checked, they was catching the L right now playing Miami. So they got to get back right. Coming off that big W, got to refocus. But shout out to the Tar Heels, man. They did their thing for sure. Caleb is a beast. Caleb is a problem. He's a serious problem. He's gonna be nice in the league. But yeah, shout out to the Tar Heels, man. Shout out to the Tar Heels. David, real quick, anything else before we got to move on?
Oh, no, we're good.
All right. GameChanger.la. Use that promo code PNP when you do. PNP10. My bad. Dave, ISO on me, because I got the Reaper shirt. You know what I mean? I got the Reaper shirt on, Dave.
Look at this. Look at that.
Game Changer sent me the Reaper shirt. So again, go over to GameChanger.la. Use that promo code PNP10 when you do to get the Reaper shirt. It is available. They sent it over to your boy. So appreciate that from GameChanger.la, and use the promo code PNP10 when you do. All right, let's keep it going. Dave, we talked about it a little bit, but any more thoughts on the Super Bowl victory for the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold?
Shout out to Sam, man. I'm happy for him. I mean, considering the journey that man had, for him to be the first in his class, in his QB class, to win a Super Bowl championship. And for those who don't know who's in the QB class, you had Baker. Baker was drafted 1 overall in that draft. You had him that went 3. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen. You had a pretty, 2018 class there. And some people call it a vaunted class. Some would argue it was one of the better classes that they've had over the last decade. So for Sam Darnold, to the journey that he's had, 5th NFL team, to win a Super Bowl, I'm happy for Sam. But Seattle's defense, man, was ridiculous all season. It was the best defense in the league. Just a friendly reminder that offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. Like that mantra has not changed. Some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time needed a good defense to win one. Peyton Manning did not win his first Super Bowl until he had an outstanding defense. Some people will say Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady the first couple of times he won it because they had a great defense. Russell Wilson, when he won his Super Bowl, he freaking beat up the number 1 offense in the league, 43-8. Phenomenal defense. And unfortunately, Cam Newton ran into the number 1 defense in the league in the Super Bowl 10 years ago, even though we had a number 1 offense. So that defense will always win championships. Curious to see what's going to happen now. We already knew about Clint Kubiak becoming the head coach of the Raiders. So now I'm fascinated to see what happens next season with Sam Darnold there with the next offensive coordinator. But I think he's going to be okay. So that'll be fascinating. But they were dominant, bro. They were dominant.
Yeah, as long as they keep that defense intact, and I got on my next couple of slides, you'll see kind of the status of their roster. I think they are put together, man. That team is a good team. Like Dave said, the offensive coordinator situation is going to be interesting and how they kind of bounce back from losing Kubiak. But again, very well put together team, great defense. The offense did what they needed to do. They got probably the best receiver in the game right now. So I mean, you gave Sam exactly what he needed to get it done, and Sam got it done along with that defense, man. But is congratulations to them dudes. They got they got a down AFC. You know what I mean? They got the Patriots, the solid defense, but much to be desired on the offense side of football at times. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Salute to the Seattle Seahawks. Real quick, Dave,
Absolutely.
I want to. Yep,
before we get in that, I want to go through a couple super chats. Do we have enough money to sign Devin Lloyd? Super chat. We do.
We can make it.
We can make it work.
Happen.
Akasui 92. Appreciate the super chat. I think we can make that happen. We got a couple more. As a Giants fan, any thoughts on our offseason? I'll be honest, man, from the Giants standpoint, you guys have a pretty good nucleus. I think the big thing is depending on what Harbaugh wants to do. Because Harbaugh might want to change the way he handles things, but I think he's going to probably roll with Jackson Dart and go from there. You guys got a pretty hopefully Scatterbo comes back. You got some talent at wide receiver. But I think with Harbaugh coming there, he's going to probably improve your special teams and your defense as well. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does over there. Shout out to Dr. Mike too. Can we get free agent mock draft Mondays?
Yeah, I got it. Mock draft Mondays are coming. I did not have time to do one yesterday. My work job has been crazy, so I've been super busy. So I haven't had a chance to do them. So I plan on getting back to mock draft Mondays starting next week for sure. I've been doing the research, so for sure, I'll do everything in my power to make sure you all get a mock draft Monday on next Monday for sure. I know people was hitting me up on X about it, and y'all be on my neck about those daggone mock draft Monday. So I'll get to it for sure. I got y'all.
Right.
Yep. So really quick. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
We need a future Panther free agent tracker. Shout out to Dr. Mike too. Shot is gonna put that together, man. Y'all got to be patient, man. My man got 10,000 jobs.
For sure. Yeah, we got it. We gonna make it. We gonna make sure we're in the loop with the free agents and all that stuff. Free agency opens up in March, so we'll be ready. We'll be ready for sure. We can't rush it either. Like it's we can't put all our content out in one day, right? We got to make sure we spread this thing out. It's a long off season. That means so we got to make sure we load it for the entire off season, not just one Monday or one Tuesday. So we'll spread it out. Make sure we get all the content in for sure, though. All right. So really quick, I wanted to take a look at Seattle's kind of how they put that team together, especially from a draft standpoint, right? Who did they draft? Who did they bring as a free agent? Who did they trade for? And when you look at that offense, bro, you look at that whole offensive line was basically built through the draft, right? JSN was drafted, and they brought in Cooper Kupp. They traded for Shaheed, and they drafted their tight end. So a lot of this, and then Sam was brought in as a free agent. A lot of their offense was drafted, right? So we got to talk about teams and the ability to draft and hit on draft picks. Go ahead, Dave.
So one quick thing. Greg Zabel, because he went to North Dakota State, he was a first-round pick. He got drafted in the first round last year. Just an FYI. I don't know. I mean, I know you probably grabbed this from somewhere, but Greg Zabel was a first-round pick.
AI did it.
AI. This is why AI be tripping. But Greg Zabel was a first-round pick from North Dakota State.
Yep.
Which
AI did it. Blame AI. I didn't fact check it, to be honest with you.
No, that's fine. But the bottom line is they did draft him.
Yeah. That was what I was trying to get at. Is the draft versus them being able to trade or just acquire picks. You know what I mean? Because that's not, you can't just go out there and cherry pick guys and put the super team together. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? So like, you got to be able to hit, and when you do draft, you got to be able to hit on those picks, and that's where we have been failing. We have been the complete opposite of the Seattle Seahawks. We have picks that are no longer on the team. We have picks that are failing. They're hitting on some of their late picks. Not only their late picks, but they're hitting on the early ones too. The first round picks that they do have, they are knocking those out the park as well. So the draft picks are playing. They're playing in key roles, right? So that's important. That's important.
I'm looking at never trust AI ever again, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
Now you good, but either way, I'm looking at the chat. Look, man, Seattle had a pass rush though. They were getting to the quarterback in four guys, like constantly.
Yeah, they were
constantly. And then the thing is, when they did blitz, they didn't really do nothing like exotic with those blitzes. They just couldn't figure out a way to stop it. They kind of was like that fumble recovery that went for that fumble / interception that went for a touchdown. That basically was the same blitz they were doing all game. They were sprinkling in when they needed sprinkling in, but overall they were able to get there with four guys, and that's important too. I think having a pass rush can solve so many problems, especially if you can get there with four. But I digress. Will Campbell got drafted in the first round too, and he was getting
he was getting demolished, bro. They said he wasn't even making himself available for media until today. So he took Monday off. Was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't blame him either. That's rough. It's not on him, but when you got that first round pick, hanging over your head, you got to perform, bro. And he was getting worked, and they were able to get to that's what we got. When you talk about the Panthers, right? That's why we need a pass rusher, bro. Like, that's why we need to be able to rush four and get to your quarterback, and it creates havoc, bro. If you can rush four and get a successful pass rush, it's gonna cause problems, bro. Because our secondary is pretty solid. They just can't freaking guard forever, right? No secondary can hold on for 5-6 seconds, right? It's a long time to guard somebody. They got to be able to get to the passer, and that's not happening.
They were in the top. I think they were number 1 in pressures in the NFL, and they had 6 sacks in that game, Chris. I just want you to know that. 6 sacks.
Crazy.
So I just want you to know that. So I understand the secondary was great. I'm not trying to diminish how good their secondary is, but don't get it twisted. It don't matter how good your secondary is if you don't have a pass rush. It does not matter.
Yeah, Dr. Mike is right, bro. Sam Darnold was definitely putting the football in harm's way. It was a couple throws. I'm like, bro, that thing almost got picked. Like, it was.
But there
really
was a couple
close.
throws where they were so tight, and like there was one play I saw where it was so tight, and the wide receiver dropped it, and I'm thinking to myself, the fact that Sam Darnold had the cojones to throw that is something else. But it was like he was throwing a lot of passes in tight windows, but the Patriots defense was good, man. Christian Gonzalez was single-handedly for keeping the boys in the game. Christian Gonzalez was balling, bro.
He was making some crazy plays out there for sure. He was putting his life on the line out there, babe. Laying out for not some of them PBUs. You know what I mean? So salute to Christian Gonzalez. He was definitely hooping for real. Really quick, this is a look on their defense, right? So we looked at the offense. This is what their defense is like. So they did build this defense. Basically, they got some drafted guys, but they got some free agents as well. So drafted a couple guys. They got some free agents. Couple of trades. Leonard Williams traded for Ernest Jones. And then they brought in DeMarcus Lawrence. They brought in Josh Joby and Julian Love. So they got a couple of guys, bro. Like, they got a couple of guys, and they were able to put together. So it's a little bit of a mix, right? So when you're able to draft and knock the draft out of the park in some positions, you're able to spend in other places, and that's kind of what they did. Especially when they're not spending a ton of money on a quarterback. Sam Darnold isn't an overly expensive quarterback, so they're able to spend elsewhere, and that's kind of what they did. So salute to that defense. It's very good defense. Very good defense. Dave, any other thoughts on the way this team was constructed?
They got some free agents over here, man. We might need to make some phone calls. But they're gonna call some
of these dudes made some money for sure. Some of these dudes made some money.
Arm and a leg. And a leg.
And they all about to Tariq Woolen, all those guys, man, they about to get paid, bro. About to get paid somewhere. Somebody about to get in a bag. But if you draft well, right, you not too worried about losing guys. So yeah, man.
Shout out to Double O King. Our secondary is just as good as the Seahawks. Then got to get our front seven to match there, and we're good. And we good, money. Yeah, that's true. And Woolen one's out, man. We got to figure out a way to pay that man. We can never have so many good corners. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Facts. All right, so that's how they're constructed. Dave, we got to talk about some other things that went down on Super Bowl weekend. Dave, T-Mac, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dave, were you surprised when the announcement was made that T-Mac?
Absolutely not. Dude was like top 10 in receiving yards for the season. Absolutely not. It was well deserved. Happy for him. Considering the circumstances, considering we'll run first. I'm happy that he got it. First one since Cam Newton winning the award. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Salute, man. Dope moment. His mom got to announce him. His mom also corrected everybody again that his name is not Tet. He does not like to be called Tet. And your daggum owner, Dave, continue, bro. We'll talk about him in a minute. Because he went on Pat McAfee and did an interview. Not a bad interview, but
that was a pretty good interview. I watched it. Pretty good.
We'll talk about that later. But he kept calling T-Mac Tet. And bro, the man's mom literally went on national TV at the award show and said his name is not Tet, has continued to say it multiple times, and you called the man Tet in the interview. It's like, bro, like it screams like, bro, it's like, come on, man, just fix that, please. Call that man by the name his mama wants him to be called, bro. Like, come on, Tep.
You didn't get that one because the fact you called him Tep. Maybe that man don't like to be called Tep.
Tep. I said Tep.
I know. I'm just saying you called him Tep, but that's my point. You shorten his name just like he shortened his. That's my point.
Get it right, Tep. Fix it. Get that man's name right.
Shout out to Dr. Mike too. Shuck should have got Timu Offensive Rookie of the Year. Honestly, truth be told, the guy that should have, if T-Mac didn't get it, Trevion Henderson probably should have had an argument for it.
It was basically unanimous. It was almost unanimous. I think
because Trevion started faltering near the end of the year, and that was part of the issue too. Like he was strong, but then you started faltering near the end of the year. So that's why I figured there was nobody else who was going to probably beat him at that point. So Gabe said he signs his checks. That still don't mean. That still mean you can at least call the man the name.
Call that man his right name, bro. And I wonder why his mom keeps saying that. That's probably why she keeps saying that. Oh, you shouldn't have to reiterate a million times that man's name is T-Mac or Tetairoa. Come on now, Dave. Another huge announcement that was made at the NFL honors was this guy, Luke Kuechly, will be inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame. It took him 2 years, but he got in. He got in there. But Dave, did you see the whole announcement? Do you see how they presented it to him? What's your thoughts on Luke Kuechly being named a Hall of Famer?
Should have been last year, but no brainer this year. I'm happy for him, and I guess this is a good time. I'm happy for him, well deserved. The amount of accolades he received in the short period of time he was in the NFL was unprecedented from my perspective. I know some people think that he should have waited longer because of how long he was in the league. I don't agree with that sentiment. It's based on what you do when you're there. And when you're there and you make the Pro Bowl pretty much every year that you're there and you're a 5-time All-Pro. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He was one of the best linebackers I've ever seen in my life. It was short-lived, which sucks, but he got to go to a Super Bowl, which is beautiful. Had that historic season in 2015 with that squad. So I'm happy for Luke. Now, that being said,
what you got on your chest, Dave? What you got on your chest?
I want to put the Pro Football Hall of Fame on the carpet about how this voting process is. Because I think it was terrible across the board. I think it was awful. I think that for a sport that has 22 players playing at once all the time to only have like 5 participants, 5 people that get into the Hall of Fame, I think that's too small. You have a backlog at wide receiver because Steve Smith Sr. should be in the Hall of Fame at this point. It's unsat that he wasn't even a finalist this year because he shouldn't be in the head of Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne. I will sit on that hill. But the fact that you guys have a backlog at wide receiver is unsat. And the fact that you're having challenges at the running back position, like you're going to have players like Frank Gore and things of that sort, and you're going to have more running backs. Adrian Peterson is going to be eligible this upcoming year. Like, I looked at the list of all the players that's going to be eligible next year, and I'm thinking to myself, how you going to only pick 4 guys, not just for the folks that are eligible, but also for the folks that didn't get in this year? Like, it makes it very difficult for players to get into the Hall of Fame. And I understand it's supposed to be some level of exclusivity with it, but you have so many players that play this game. And the fact that you're not even maximizing the amount of people you can put in up to 3 senior members, and you put up to 5 typical members, right? And you only went with 4 out of the 5 that you could have done, and 1 out of the 3. So we really got to do. I think the Pro Football Hall of Fame has to be. I don't need to say the NFL, even though the NFL is heavily involved in this, but I think they need to have a better process to do this. It's not about like Bill Belichick not getting into things of that sort. I just think that you could have had a chance to have 5 players coming from that end of the spectrum, and you didn't even do that. So that's just me.
I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised to see Roger Craig just now getting in, but that's kind of crazy,
bro. But dog, but when you think about the other guy, KC, what's his last name? He was from the Steel Curtain. From the Steel Curtain, the Steel 70 Days. Wow. Not in, right? And then the quarterback from the Bengals, who was legendary for Cincinnati during that period of time when they were going to the Super Bowls. He ain't in. And the thing is, when it comes to the senior list, a lot of times you don't get the same set of players. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a different 3 that comes up next year. So the 2 that didn't make it in this round probably ain't gonna make it to the final 3 next round. So I just think it's insane. Like, those guys putting the dues. If you've already made it go through this rigorous process to get down to 3 people, those 3 should just get in. Like, these are players we're talking about here. Now, as for the coaches and the owners, that's a whole different discussion point. I got my opinions about owners. I don't know how I feel about owners going into the Hall. That's just me. My thought of the whole thing. You already own the damn team. Like, why do you need to be in the Hall? Like, I don't understand that aspect of it. Coaches, understood.
Coaches. For sure.
Yeah, but like owners, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But coaches, they only let 1 in a year, which is wild. Like, when you think about all the coaches that are eligible, like now that they didn't put Bill Belichick in, you got Mike Holmgren. You got Tomlin that'll be eligible soon. Like, you got all these other coaches that'll be eligible. So it's kind of wild. I agree with Dickie Davis. It should be 8 minimum. That's the maximum right now, but it should be 8 minimum that goes into the Hall. I understand you guys are worried about TV time, but this ain't about that. It's about celebrating the players that deserve to go into the Hall of Fame. Miss Rand, I completely agree. They should just do 1 because that way it'll at least fix the backlog from the wide receiver position. Like, the backlog, like if I pull up the wide receivers that aren't in the Hall of Fame yet, y'all will be surprised. You'll be surprised. Hans Ward ain't in, as an example. We already know that Torrey and Reggie Wayne ain't in. Steve Smith Sr. ain't in. Like, these are guys, some of these guys are like top 10 all time in receiving yards, not in. Steve Smith Sr., everybody, now that Fitzgerald got in, everybody that he's above, some of the folks that everybody that's below him, some of the players that are below him are in, and everybody above him is in. Like, it's insane. It's insane. But I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think you got to find a way to kind of fix it. I saw a lot of people complaining about the Hall of Fame over the weekend. But yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Shout out to Dr. Mike. I wonder if the childish drama between Kraft and Belichick kept them both out of the Hall of Fame. Did y'all see Jordan put Kraft on blast wearing the Rug and Tug spa shirt at the UNC Juke game? Diabolical. I didn't see that. But I will say this. The process got those 2 was the reason why those 2 didn't get in. Because if you tell a bunch of voters that there's 5 people and you can only vote for 3, and you got to hit 80%, it makes it very hard. because those 3 players won't be able to. So some people are going to go for those players. Then some people might say, yeah, we got to vote for Belichick. And some people say, yeah, we might have to vote for Kraft. But it makes it hard for somebody to get 80%. Like 80% is a high threshold, man. Like, and you only get to vote 3 out of the 5. So it makes it difficult to get in. It becomes a number game at that point. But you have some folks leaning towards the player. So then that means Belichick nor Kraft gets voted. So it was a mess. Just a mess. They got to find a better way to do this. Should be an up-down vote for those guys. That's just my opinion on it. All right.
So going back to Luke and his awesome achievement, Dave. Do you have a specific Luke Kuechly memory? Like, what's your greatest Luke Kuechly memory, if you got one?
The pick 6 against Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably gonna be everybody's. Yeah, that was such an iconic.
And I was at the game, so I was at the game. So yeah, it was the pick 6 against against Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Shout out to Luke, man. Again, just to kind of reiterate his track record. 2-time All-American. Jack Lambert Trophy winner, Lott Trophy, Dick Buckus, all this stuff. While he was at Boston College. Then he was the 9th overall picked when a lot of people didn't think we needed a linebacker. Remember, we had John Beeson and stuff back then. Everybody was like, "No, we don't need a linebacker."
I was like Team Fletcher Cox. I wanted a defensive tackle. I understood why we drafted Luke, but I felt like we needed a defensive tackle, but it worked out. My God, it did work out, bro.
Absolutely. Picked 9th overall in 2012, excuse me. Got AP Defensive Rookie of the Year, AP Defensive Player of the Year in the next year in his first 2 seasons. So he got AP Rookie of the Year and the AP Defensive Player of the Year in his first 2 seasons, which is crazy. The last person to do that was Lawrence Taylor. So that just puts him in rare air. You know what I mean? He ended up getting 5 first-team All-American, All-Pro nods, 2 second-team All-Pro nods, and 7 Pro Bowl selections back when the Pro Bowl actually meant something in his 8 seasons. So, again, when you talk about that 2015 team on that roster, some call that the best team ever assembled. Debatable. But, again, just an awesome career, even though it was short. We wish we had Luke for a couple more years, but obviously health comes first. And so salute to Luke, and congratulations to the great Luke Kuechly.
All right,
Dave, any more thoughts? Any final thoughts on Luke?
Look, man, I'm happy for Luke. I got a picture with him. I met him multiple times because we used to go to training camp down in Spartanburg. Told him he was going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Told him he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year. And he remembered. So that was a dope moment for me. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Luke, man. Good. Always been a player-friendly guy. He was one of those guys that always signed every autograph.
Absolutely.
He never left anybody behind. Just a real good. Just good guy. He's just a good dude, man. And shout out to Pep. And when they had the moment, and Pep gave him his jacket. Or announced that he was going to be in the Hall of Fame. That was a dope moment. So salute, man. It's dope to see our Panther legends getting the recognition they should. Pep is in there. Luke is now in there. Smitty should be in there. Cam's eligible next year, ain't he?
Cam is definitely eligible.
I think Cam is eligible. So
yeah, I don't want to get in my Cam takes, man. I got my thoughts on that.
You don't think he's gonna? I know
not
he's
first
gonna
ballot.
wait. Yeah, no, I think he's gonna wait for sure.
There's some folks who don't think he is a Hall of Famer, and I don't agree with that sentiment. But yeah, he's gonna have to wait. It's unfortunate. I believe if you MVP, you should that should be like automatic. But that's just me. Like I think if you get the award of being the best player in the NFL, you should just get in. With all the records that he set and broke while he was in there, there's a strong argument for him, but I don't think he's gonna be first ballot. But then again, I think I'm not alone when I say Eli. I don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. So there's that. And y'all can
good luck
argue.
with that.
Y'all can argue with me to all the hell you want. All I want to say is he had a 500 record as a starter in the regular season. 500 record. Is that a Hall of Famer? Okay. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. But I digress.
Yeah. All right. Salute to Eli Manning. Dave doesn't believe in him. All right. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. They have had access to the Jalen Coker interview. I do intend to release the Jalen Coker interview publicly tomorrow at some point. So shout out to all the Patreon members. They've been sitting on it for a week now, almost a week and a half. So salute to our MVPs. Salute to all of our franchise folks, and shout out to all the free agents. We appreciate all the support from all the Patreon members, whether you're MVP, whether you're franchise, or whether you're a free agent level member. We appreciate all the support. And again, couldn't do this thing without you guys, so greatly appreciate it. Dave, want to hit Underdog?
Yes, sir. Shout out to Underdog. Make sure you guys go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. Even though the NFL season is over, they're still doing their best ball leagues for the upcoming 2026 NFL season. And those leagues are available right now for you to do your drafts in. You can do it in 30 seconds for each pick or 8 hours per pick. So you want to do a long draft, so to speak. So make sure you guys go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. And if you're not into the NFL, I mean, if since the NFL season's over, you can go to the NBA. Baseball's about to come up. So there's a lot in golf. You can do golf, UFC, even esports. So just go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do.
Shout out to Underdog, man. All right, Dave, let's talk about some of these interviews, because I think there was some information kind of telling, little tidbits if you read between the lines of some of these joints, Dave. Did you get a chance to watch Cam Newton and Peggy talk to XL? I ain't gonna lie, bro. This one was hard. It was hard for me to watch. Like it's a little difficult. But Dave,
I have not watched it. I saw one highlight when he talked about how Cam being critical of him, and that was something that he would just take in stride to know that you cared about him and respected him and things of that sort. But I didn't watch the whole interview yet.
Yeah, that was part of it. You know, he definitely he's okay with the criticism, and I think it doesn't seem like it publicly. It doesn't seem like it gets to him at all. I think he sees it. He sees the stuff that's going on. He hears it. But he definitely he definitely takes it on the chin. I don't think it bothers him too much. I don't think the criticism bothers him. But I think one of the most interesting things in this conversation between Cam and XL was XL basically said, bro, he didn't say he said it without saying it, bro. He said, I need the ball more, bro. I need the ball more to get it going. Right? I need the ball to get going.
So
I mean, that's basically what he said. They got to draw up plays and get the football in my hand, basically.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, man.
So he's saying he needs more targets than what he already had.
Yes.
Is that what that's what you're telling me?
I think not just targets, meaningful. Meaningful was the word I believe that was used. Meaningful.
You got to earn meaningful targets, bro. That's not given, that's earned. So, and to earn that, you have to take advantage of the ones you have to get the meaningful targets that you speak of. Target-wise, if I pull up the target sheet for this season, now you're going to have me pull it up. Yeah, because now I'm curious. I'm pretty sure I think he might have had, he had the second most targets on the team, guys. I just want you to know that. T-Mac had 122 targets, which I told y'all. XL had 64. Coker had 43. Hunter had 26. Tremaine had 18. Jimmy Horn had 15. David Moore only had 1. So I don't know what I don't know what the expectation is now with him not being the starter anymore. He's not going to get 64 targets coming up this upcoming season. I don't see it at least. So I think they wouldn't draft T-Mac if they thought you were the guy, man. I want to inform you. And what T-Mac did this year is what they thought they were going to get out of you the previous year. But okay.
Yeah, so basically, I think what he's looking for is more deep routes, right? More choice routes with the ability to adjust his routes on the fly. He wants to be a playmaker and not just a decoy or possession receiver. And I think that's not his game. For him, he doesn't think that that's the right way to utilize his talents, right? He wants to be able to, because he was go back to the first year, bro. He was getting open deep. Now catching the football was a whole nother challenge, but he was getting
part
open.
Of it. But no, I'm not denying that, but that's part of it though, right? Isn't that part of it? Like the first step is to get open. The second step is to catch the ball. And if you're not consistently catching the ball, then it makes it difficult to get that target share that you want. Like on 64 targets, he had 35 receptions. To compare to Jalen Coker, who had 43 targets with 33 receptions. All right. So I think it's clear who should get more of the target share here. But
yeah, basically he said I want to be used the same way I was used my last year in college. They was giving me opportunities to make them deep balls, them choice routes. They were giving me a lot of things to put me in position to be in the driver's seat. That's basically what he said.
My thing is, with the concept of meaningful targets, every target is meaningful.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. So I think I know his trade value is not going to be high, but I'm pretty sure they might be making some phone calls. And that's just a take from me. I think if they get a decent opportunity to move him, I think they're going to try. Otherwise, I think they're fine with him coming back. But I think if you're saying you need meaningful reps, that tells me that you don't think all your reps are meaningful, which they all are.
Yeah, that's why I said it was a bit cringe. One of the other things that really made me was like, why would you admit or say, like, I know it's the truth, and I'm much like XL. I ain't gonna tell a lie. I can't tell a lie, right? So I get it. But one of the things Cam was talking about, Cam was kind of saying, hey, you need to lock in with your quarterback, right? You need to meet with your quarterback so that you all can be on the same page. And he referenced Greg Olsen and himself. Back in the day, they were locked in. They would get in the meeting rooms. They would analyze the film, and Greg would want to know what he needs or where Cam wants him to be so that Cam could be successful, right? So they were on the same page, and it was natural. It wasn't forced, right? And so one of the things that the XL said was, in the aspect of meetings, I do lack that part because I don't have no sit downs with Bryce as much as I should.
You know who I think probably does?
Jalen Coker.
I'm just saying, bro. I just pulled up the target share. I can share it right now for you guys to show it to you. I just pulled up the target share from StatMuse, and I'm looking at the target share, and I see we had one wide receiver that had over 100 targets, and it wasn't him, and the second guy was him, and the third guy had as many receptions as him, same amount of touchdowns as him, in 4 less games, with 20 less targets than him. So there's a reason why he was not starting in the playoff game. It's not a coincidence. But I digress. When you have a quarterback that banks on that utilizes anticipation as much as Bryce Young does, you got to be consistent. You got to be where you need to be. You got to be consistent where you're at. But I digress. I haven't given up on XL.
No,
and I haven't watched the interview. But what you're telling me right now,
yeah, it was cringe, bro. Like it was cringe. So like I think they need to get on the same page. And I think that he has to understand that, like what you just mentioned, Dave, like you'll get meaningful reps or what you deem as meaningful reps when you cash in on ones that you do get, right? You're dropping the football, you're not cashing on those. And so Bryce may look the other way when he, you know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is.
That's what the greats do. That's what the greats do, man. Like they pick their spots. Like they go with the guys who they trust. Like that's what the greats do. So we'll see, man. Next season is upon us.
Yeah, and I agree with this. This is what this is exactly what would made me feel much better is, hey, look, man, bro. When Bryce hit me with the football, I didn't lock in. I wasn't locked in. I wasn't able to cash in on, but I'm ready. I'm about to go into the offseason. I'm about to tap in. I'm about to get right. And just take a little bit of on. It seemed like it was a little like, oh, it's their fault because they're not putting me in the right position to succeed type. It just didn't. It didn't. It was a little cringe, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But again, I'm with you, Dave. I have not given up on X. I think he has a lot to offer, right? He has a skill set. I think he's shown it, right? We saw it the first year. We saw it. He just wasn't consistent with catching the football. His awareness isn't there. I think it's in there, bro. I think he can play. And I think we haven't fully unlocked him. I think next year's got to be it, bro. He's got this wide receiver room is talented. You got T-Mac now. You got Coker now. You got a rising Jimmy Horn potentially. Tremaine. These guys are talented, bro. Like, you will fall by the wayside. They will go to with the better talent.
I'm telling you, we got a couple super chats we got to hit. Imagine if he stayed healthy. He's talking about Coker. You ain't lying, bro. Like Coker missed a couple games at the beginning of the year. Shout out to Joe Clarity. XL straight up threw Bryce under the bus. And I don't think he just threw Bryce under the bus, to be fair. To be clear. I don't think he just threw Bryce under the bus.
It was coaching for sure.
Yeah.
It was a shot at coaching.
Don't try to put this just on Bryce. I don't think he just threw Bryce under the bus. All right. Shout out to Dr. Mike too. XL need to catch the ball more. Watch tape. BY delivery throws low to XL so he can't tip into an interception. Every rep is meaningful. Yeah. Every rep is definitely meaningful. Shout out to Double O'Kane. I think XL is getting him involved early to get him going. Saying to get him involved early to get him going, whatever that looks like is on Dave Canales. But it's not. Is it Dave Canales' responsibility to try to get him going if you see some level of lack of dependability from that standpoint, though? Is that on him? Like, it's on Dave Canales to draw up plays so the team can be successful. I don't think they need to move XL. I think Dave's, I agree, but I just think that if you can get some value out of him, and a fresh start might not be a bad thing for him. I haven't given up on him, but a fresh start might not be a bad thing for him if we get good value for him. It wouldn't be the first time we traded a wide receiver, right? Shout out to Dr. Mike too. BY and Coke are practically roommate, college trips together last year. Yeah, because they want to put the work in. That's the thing. Like, they want to put the work in. Not gonna lie, when I heard XL talking, I was like, WTF, bro. Mr. Cam 1991, appreciate the super chat, my man. And I got a couple more. Well, at least XL's me with Ocho this offseason rather than getting spots and rap videos. Progress. He still can have spots and rap videos, but I'm kind of fascinated to see how he does if he shows up for Ocho in offseason. Ocho said that he wanted him and Keon Coleman. He thinks there's untapped talent out of both of them that he wants to pull.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of fascinated to see.
Both are in similar situations, right? A little underwhelming. They're not quite living up to the hype. And so just going back to the Seattle conversations, where XL was drafted, like, these are the ones you can't miss on, right? Like, these are the types of guys, it's a first round talent, a first round pick. Like, you have to live up to that potential, bro. Like, it hurts when guys of his ilk, of his draft status, miss. It hurts the team bad. So we need him to kind of step it up and live up. And like I think somebody said in the chat, he was a late bloomer in college, right? He didn't peak until his senior year. So maybe that same thing happens in Carolina. Maybe we finally tap into that untapped potential next season. Hopefully that's the case. I hope so.
Shout out Double O'Kane. If Philly calling 1XL for AJ, do we want the proven headache or a young line that just needs work like most young guys with limited college reps? Give me the headache. Give me AJ Brown.
Hey,
I'm sorry, guys.
There's medicine for that.
Oh yeah, man. There's
medicine for headaches.
There's medicine for that. You can take some Advil or something, man. Nah, give me the headache. Sudafed, man. Give me the headache. Shout out to DJ G Boy. He's a deep threat. Look at what he did with Spencer Rattler as a QB his senior year. Look what Spencer Rattler did in the NFL. What's your point? That doesn't mean anything. You're in the elite. You're in the NFL now. You're supposed to adjust to what the team needs. Like,
yeah.
And he had his chance.
And Canales is the wide receivers coach, bro. And we're seeing development out of other wide. Like we're seeing Coker develop. We're seeing T-Mac. I mean, these guys are talented already, but like it's even with Coke, like it's getting better and better every single year. Like we're seeing other guys take the next steps. So to see just little things like him not have the awareness of where the sideline is and not get the two, like that's stuff like that, bro. That's a little disappointing to see, man. So hopefully Canales can get the most out of him because the clock is ticking. But we'll move on, Dave. We'll move on from this one because we got some more to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, one more super chat. Moving XL will make us look like a junior college. I disagree. I mean, you move players when they still have value. You don't move when they don't. When they don't. And we've had a habit historically in this franchise to be moving players after the fact that we didn't get top value for them. So, like I said, I don't think it's gonna happen, but wouldn't surprise me one bit because I would like to keep him on the Yup, that's a fact.
Yeah, but even with this though, he was getting like he was able to get open, right? We saw him that his rookie year, bro. He was making himself available. Just wasn't catching the football. And when you're not catching the football, those are the times you lose your opportunities. You have to take advantage of those. So it's not always the route running because I've seen him be able to get open with routes and the speed. So I hopefully it clicks. But anyway, we'll move on for XL because it's kind of dragging that one out.
Yeah, let's move on because I got things I have to get done. So let's keep moving.
You good. So we got this one here with Bryce Young. So this is another one where he sat down with Cam and Bryce. They were chopping it up a little bit. So one of the things that I took away from this is the biggest takeaway in this entire interview was that in 2026, he wants to be able to take more command of the offense, right? He says, I think just in this offseason, the next step he wants to take is get on the line. Let's get in formation. Get in formation, and let's try to diagnose coverage. And then so I can get us into that play. Let's have audible options. Let's have a call and then be able to be on a base point so we can get the checks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think Bryce Young is going to be able to take command or wants to take more command of the offense. And I think once that happens, a new level of Bryce is going to unlock. When he's able to sit back, have these options to check out of him. And that comes with time with Canales, trust with Canales, right? Canales has to trust Bryce Young with making those autos and making those checks. And once that happens, bro, I think this offense is really going to start clicking. Dave, what's your thoughts on that quote?
I agree with him, man. Like, I think this is about growth. Like, I don't think the fan base expected us to make the playoffs this year. I kind of had an inkling that we had a shot to win this off, but the majority of the fan base doesn't think that. So I agree with the sentiment. I think it's just going to it's a learning process, man. I do agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this interview. It was quick. It was only 6 minutes. They got to it. And it was a real good interview for Bryce to kind of tell him what's low. And it was a good kind of pass the torch moment. We know we've seen Cam talk up Bryce, and it's good to see those two Panther, Bryce potentially a Panther legend, kind of chop it up and see the passion of the torch. But yeah, it was dope, man. That was another real good one. Dave, and the last one was David.
I did watch this one. This one.
What were your thoughts on this interview?
I will say this,
before you say this is the first time that we heard Tep all season. Like, we haven't heard him.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's had a sit down interview. We told him to, hey, don't talk, Tep. Don't talk. Don't say anything. And he kind of said a lot in this interview. But Dave, what were your thoughts on it?
I thought it kind of humanized him a bit. I mean, and I also thought to get the perspective for him from when he tossed the drink was interesting. Like that was interesting of it. So that kind of humanized him too. I thought it was a really good interview, man, and I thought it helped him more than hurt him, big time. I thought it was really good for him, and I think that once a year is for our owner. I think once a year is a good cap. Like we just saw the Bills owner have his first interview in like 7 or 8 years or something like that. Same goes for like I know the Ravens owner don't really be out there like that either. So shout out to him for doing the interview with Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee is not your typical place to do those type of interviews.
And he was very critical of Tepper too.
Absolutely, he was.
Yeah.
So for him to go up there, so for him to go up there and still have an interview with Pat McAfee, who was very critical, talked about how bad the crowds were, things of that sort. I thought it was a really good interview, man. I really do.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I just hate the fact that he was calling T-Mac Tet. I just thought that was a little disrespectful, especially with his mom. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Just because, like, bro, like those are your plays. You sat up there and called, when Marquise, went down, you called them players your family, but yet I don't know. Not the biggest deal, but I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, outside of that though, I thought it was a good interview, and I think he talked about his upbringing a little bit. So it was fascinating to say the least. I thought it was
talking about he was talking about bags too. He was talking about that money.
Oh yeah, man, he was talking about it, and he reminded folks that he was the best hedge fund in the market. He let folks know where butter is still spread, or whatever the terminology is.
Butter still bread.
Butter still bread.
The bread is still buttered.
The bread is still, you tell me how good I'm good with these damn terms. But either way, the bottom line is, look, man, he made a lot of money. When he became the owner of the Panthers, he was the richest owner in the league. He's not anymore, but the man got money, man. And he still pops up on CNBC on occasion too. He probably had done more interviews on CNBC than he's done about NFL. But, there's no question that he knows how to be successful. So give him time, and I'm glad. But I really thought this interview was really good. But I think the big thing that came out of it for me was the perspective of the tossing of the drink, because that made so much headlines. He got fined for it, and I'm glad he was able to give his perspective on it, because we kind of and others have beat him up pretty bad about that one. But after hearing why he did it, makes sense. And that fine was a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, I thought, again, good information out here with the Panthers. I think it was a good weekend for us, even though we weren't playing in the Super Bowl. It was good to see the recognition and some of our guys out there. Sheena, Vashti were both out there as well. They were in the street, so that was super. Shout out to them.
Sheena got some good content too. That was pretty. I was seeing some of the clips. Sheena got some pretty good content going out there. So shout out to both of those young ladies.
Yep. All right, Dave. Anything else before we get up out of here? That's pretty much all I had for the show today.
Non-Panthers related. You heard about North Dakota State moving up to FBS?
No, I did not.
So North Dakota State is moving to the Mountain West, Conference as for football only. They're paying $17.5 million to do it, $5 million to the NCAA, and $12.5 million to the Mountain West to join. And it's
is it worth it? I mean, what
are
they
going
to get? Yeah, what I mean,
so
I don't know how that works.
So for them, North Dakota State's won 10 of the last 15 national championships. Their fan base has been kind of getting bored with the success, so they kind of wanted to go FBS. They've had most of their stuff has been funded through private donors. Like donors paid for this. It wasn't like the school had to come out of pocket. The private donors raised the money to pay for this, just like they raised the money for their indoor football facility that was like over $50 million. So like North Dakota State is like the show in town for the state of North Dakota. So it's a big deal for them. And they've been talking about trying to go FBS for years. They didn't have an invite, and they finally had the opportunity to get an invite, but it's just going to cost them a lot of money. But, somebody mentioned in the chat when we were talking about Greg Zabel, I just wanted to bring that up. And what about this, man? I hear,
Hornets, yeah.
Y'all out here getting bucked with Detroit.
Hey, look, hey, salute to the Hornets. They won a 9-game winning streak until last night. They threw some bows with the Pistons. I actually wanted to go to the game, but my daughters had practice, so I couldn't go. But yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. Detroit, they hooping right now. So,
yeah, I think the first in the East, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, I gotta so I meant to talk about this before we had the T-Mac slide up, but Dave, they tried to cancel T-Mac before he got the award, bruh.
They did.
They tried to get my man up out of here, bruh. It's crazy.
They did.
Do you have any thoughts on what he did?
Oh man, it's tough.
It's very tough.
It's tough.
It's very tough.
It's tough. It's tough. I can't. It's tough. He apologized. I'm gonna let this one go, but it's tough, bro. But they definitely try to get him out the paint.
They definitely tried to get him out of here. The timing was crazy.
Yo, it was, but the voters already voted, so it was what it was. Like I mean, if you're gonna drop it, you're gonna have to do a little sooner, do it quicker than that.
Yeah.
But tough timing.
Quicker than that day.
Gotta be quicker than that. But tough timing, but he'll be fine. I mean, Josh Allen did some crazy stuff too, so he'll be fine.
He's young. He's young.
He's young. He'll be fine.
I have no problem with it personally, but sensitive things. There was another situation too where I think he was on stream with Yana and said some stuff about they were trying to get him for weight shaming or whatever, but yeah,
these kids are young, man. They like
he's young, bro.
He's young, and the thing is, the internet is available to all, and nothing gets deleted. So and we don't teach. No, Panther fans was wilding, bro. Panther fans was wilding, Marcus. Panther Twitter was not happy with him. There was pocket of them that wasn't happy with him. But I just think I'm. It's tough, but he's young. Like I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, so we'll see. But I meant to tell, I haven't listened to the whole album yet. But J. Cole, man, how you feeling about his last album? Because it looks like it's gonna be his last album, based on what I've been seeing.
He's the greatest. I mean, it's nothing left to say, bro. He's the greatest, bro. The album is crazy. He
pulled up the A&T.
He's the greatest, bro.
Pulled up the A&T.
He pulled up the T. He pulled up to Charlotte. He's been pulling up everywhere. He's been pulling up everywhere. He was in Atlanta, I think, yesterday. I think he's going to VA next. He's the greatest, VA's bro. Next. Like, I mean, listen, y'all say what y'all want to about Cole and whatever. It hits different when the man is talking about streets that you rode on, places that you you frequented when you was in Fayetteville. Like, I'm from Fayetteville, bro. That album hits a lot different. And with Cole, like, I really relate to a lot of what he is talking about. Like, even with life sentence, like with the wife, like everything the whole shit is relatable, bro.
I gotta finish it. This man out here dropping double albums. Like, I'm on the first disc. I'm almost
fire, bro. It's fire, bro.
Yeah, so fire. I'm gonna finish it.
But it ain't for you, Marcus. It ain't for you.
Well, it's going to be his final album. I saw that he said that he wanted to focus on production, which would be something I would love. Well, I'm fascinated to see how he rolls in the production circuit. Like, I would love to see him do albums with like great rappers, like a whole album he produces with a great MC. Like, I would love to see that. Like, I think we need more of that. So I'm kind of fascinated to see how the production run for him is going to go with him producing for other artists. So I'm looking forward to it to see if he feels like he wants to do that full time. So I know the fan base for him rapping is going to miss him, but I'm not mad at him trying to do that and focus on his label because he's got some pretty good artists on his label too.
He's the greatest, man. Shout out to Cole, man. Put on for the city, put on for Fayetteville. He's the greatest, man. So salute.
But that's all I got, man. I wanted to make sure I brought up Cole.
2-6.
Yeah, man. Nah, Plymouth. I mean, Marcus was a Cole guy for a while with the production, so. But we're gonna see. Gonna be interesting to see how this run goes with him. But maybe I'll try to catch him if he goes on tour. We'll see.
Yeah. Dreamville Fest is he's still doing all that, still gonna be happening. So he's still locked in.
I'm not going to big ass festivals no more. That ship is sailed for me, bro. I'm done. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Too expensive. Too crowded.
Yeah.
All set. I need a seat somewhere. Like we're going to see New Edition on Sunday. Like I need a seat. Yeah, I need a seat. But all right, man. Yeah. Let's shut this thing down.
All right, bro. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, man. We up out of here. We will holler at y'all next week. Gonna be some more draft stuff. I will be releasing the Coker interview tomorrow. Stay tuned. With that said, we up out of here. Peace.
Shout out to PNP. It's Rashad and Dave. Keep the vibes up. Ain't nothing serious, we just having fun. We the best podcast. PNP. No need to pause. Keep pounding. For years, Superman like Cam. Ice up, sun like spinach at the scoreboard. 0 to 50. No other teams can compete. I know you feel me. Keep pounding. Carolina, go Panthers. Carolina, Carolina, go Panthers. Carolina, Carolina, go Panthers. Carolina, Carolina, go Panthers. You know we gotta. You know we gotta